So guys, welcome back to the channel. I remain your host Abu Joseph. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you basically how I was able to achieve this simple flyer design for Easter celebration, to be precise, on Photoshop. So be you a beginner, be you an intermediate, I'll be sharing with you how you can achieve this step by step without gatekeeping. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive into the business of the day. So we have to create a new canvas as usual by clicking on new file, and we'll be working with the social media portrait frame size. First thing first, set your unit of measurement in pixels. 1080 by 1350 is the actual dimension. You can set your resolution to either 72 or 100. That basically works. So you intend to create a design that will be used across socials. So leave your resolution on RGB. That is the main purpose. We intend to create for screen for a social media platform, so we have to set color mode on RGB. This can be set on 100, okay, or 72 depending on the specification of your PC. Then leave other settings the way it is. Click on the create button. So guys, here is the canvas on which we'll be making the design on. The first thing I have to do is to bring in the resources I'll be using to create the design. Okay, so all I have to do is to head over to my file explorer and drag it into my canvas. But first thing first, kindly take note that the resources I'm using to create the design will be in the video description. And if you actually need the AI prompts I used to actually creating this image on image effects, kindly let me know in the comment section. Okay, so I'll hit the window key, head over to my file explorer where it is. Okay, Ctrl A to highlight the whole of the resources. I just click on the minimize icon though. To minimize this, just drag this and drop into your canvas, hit the enter key, and you are done. Okay, hit F on the keyboard to change your preview mode, Ctrl 0, Ctrl plus to fit your canvas to screen. So the first thing I would like to do here is to start with creating off the background for this design. So I've turned off every other layer here that was visible, so I'll turn them off. Select the background layer, head over to adjustment here and click on solid color, and here's the hex code to the color I'll be using for the background. Okay, here's the hex code. Click on OK, enable this image. Okay, right click and convert it to a smart object. Take note of that. By doing so, it enables you to basically maintain the quality of the image whenever you scale it up and scale it down. That is one of the benefits, and it also enables you to make subsequent adjustments whenever you apply any form of filter or any form of adjustment to that particular layer at any point in time without sweating it out. Okay, so I hit Ctrl T, hold Alt, scale out like this, and make sure this is well scaled out like this. Okay, click on the OK button. So this is the image, and the next thing I have to do here is to add depth to this image. So all I have to do is to head over to the camera raw and click on camera raw filter, rather click on filter, then camera raw. So the main essence of me using the camera raw here is to basically sharpen the look of the image. The image is currently dull, so all I have to do is to start with the basics over here, increase the texture and the clarity of this image. Okay, make it pop, then come down here to details. You can scale up the sharpening furthermore to around this, you can scale this to around this. Please take note, there are no rules governing how you go about applying any of these adjustments. Let your eyes be your guide. Your eyes will be your guide to actually know when you're overdoing them. Okay, so I'll enable the before and the after. You can see how it looks before and now. Okay, so I'll click on OK, and you have the effect to this particular layer. So if I actually want to make any subsequent adjustment to this layer, all I have to do is to double click on this camera raw icon, and it will take me back to the camera raw so that I can make modification to those changes I applied to the layer. Okay, so if I'm done making those changes, I can click on OK, but I intend not to apply any changes, so I click on cancel. So I'll close this. That is in terms of that. Create a new layer, a new blank layer, by clicking on this. Pick your brush. Okay, hold Alt on your keyboard. Holding Alt on your keyboard after selecting your brush enables you to pick colors from your background. So I hold Alt, it changes to this color picker. So I'll left click to sample the color. My foreground color has changed here. So first thing first, right click and make sure you're working with a soft round brush. Take note of that. Make sure your new layer is selected. Opacity and flows are set on 100. Scale up the size of your brush using the square bracket key beside the P button on your keyboard. So I can click here, Ctrl T, scale it up, position it here. That is in terms of that. If I want, I can change the blending mode to screen, Ctrl J to make the duplicate, Ctrl T to transform. I can right click and flip horizontally, okay, and position maybe around somewhere here like this. Okay, I can still make adjustment to this. If it's too big, I can scale it down and position it wherever I want it to be. That is in terms of that. Next, I would like to sharpen or add more texture or depth to this. So I hit Ctrl Shift N. Okay, so I'll call this noise, name it. Ctrl Shift N will bring this new layer prompt. Change this to soft light, enable the 50% gray. Okay, right click and convert to a smart object again. Head over to filters, noise, add noise, and let your eyes be your guide again. Scale down the noise. Set this on Gaussian and monochromatic. I think this, let me see. Hope this noise is not too heavy. I think this is okay. Click on the OK button for this. So the next thing I would like to basically do here is to apply color balance. Okay, I'll head over here, click on color balance, click on work with the midtones. Please take note that the color balance has different tones, shadows, midtones, and highlights. So we'll be working with only the midtones. So I need to bring out some of the colors on this image. Okay, I need the blues, so I'll add more shade of the blues like this to the image. I needed the red for this ambience inside. Okay, so take note of that. Work with your midtones only for this image. Need to bring out some of the reds inside the tomb. Okay, and what else? Now I want to work on the overall color of the whole design. So I'll head over to here, head over to hues and saturation. So I can play, sorry, Ctrl Z, I can play with individual colors. So we have blue here. So I want to work with the blue and the cyan. So I'll head over to blue, increase the saturation of the blue. Okay, let your eyes be your guide. Take note of that. So you let your eyes be your guide. Come to the cyan as well. So you scale it. That is in terms of that. So the next thing I have to do here is to bring in the informations of the design. Okay, so I'll start with the theme, which is Happy Easter. So I'll type in the word happy here. Okay, change the fill color to white for contrast. Now please take note of something. This is a easy hack while working with colors. If you have a dark background, always work with a bright color for your foreground, so that the information of whatever I have on your foreground can actually stand out from your background. Take note of that. So I'll be making use of a script typeface here. Scripts, SCRIPT. Let me see. The secrets. Okay, that is the name of the font. The link to this as well will be in the video description. I'll hold Alt, left click and drag, call this Easter. Okay, and I'll change the font to another font called Hungaria. Okay, so I'll make this legible in size, make it very bold, make it stand out. Okay, come back to your character panel. Please, if your character panel is not here, you can basically enable it from the windows and click on character. Okay, so here I just want to play with the spacing between the text on the horizontal axis. That is in terms of playing with the trackings. Okay, so Ctrl A, pick your move tool. This is your move tool. Align horizontally. Ctrl D to deselect. Select the happy text. Make sure it's directly above the Easter. Then position and scale. Put Alt scale from the middle. You can scale it this way. Use your move tool with your navigation tool to basically adjust it this way. Okay, if you see it actually good, you can select both layer, holding shift, select this, hold shift, select this, hit Ctrl G, call this theme or headline. Okay, that is in terms of that. This is one of the ways you can basically use to keep your layer panel neat and organized. And on a final note, I have to enable the logos of the church and the message uh, of the season. Okay, so here we have the text for the message we are trying to pass here. I made this with the Montserrat font. Link to that font to be in the video description. The same was used here, okay, and the logo of the church was placed here. Okay, so that is in terms of this. So taking this further, I can come back here to where I have this, Control T, scale this down furthermore like this. Okay, I think this works perfectly well this way. Okay, so I can come back to the headline, select the headline group, Control T. I can hold Alt, scalar from the middle, bring this down, creating space for the information to stand out. Then if you intend to play with the size of this, you can hit Ctrl T, scale it down, okay, so that this can actually stand out from any form of information here. And on a final note, what will I have to do? I can come here, select this, delete this, okay, and I can take this into here. Okay, take this out. Okay, trying to keep my layer panel neat. So if I'm done with this, all I have to do next is to stand visible, select the topmost layer that is currently on like this, select the topmost layer that is currently visible, Control Alt E, right click, convert to a smart object, head over to filter and camera raw to be precise. So wait for it to load so that I can give it the final look. So if I want, I can come here, add more textures, increase the clarity. It all depends on what you have in mind. Come down from the basics, head over to color mixer. Under here we have hues, we have saturations. So I can play with the colors of the blues, for example. You can see what is happening. I can play with the colors of the aqua. Okay, what else? We have a little touch of red, or is it orange? Yeah, red. If I want to play with the orange, I can basically tamper with it a little bit. So you just work with the colors you have on your canvas. Take note of that. So if you are done, you can come to the bottom here, apply the vignette effect to the bottom this way. Going this way, you're adding dark shade. Going this way, you're adding white shade. So you can choose to add something of this nature like this. Okay, if I'm done, click on the OK button. Okay, this is before and this is after. Okay, so that is in terms of this. So ladies and gentlemen, if you actually gain value from this, let me know as well in the comment section. Share this video with every creative out there. Like this video, leave your thoughts and comments likewise in the comment section, and don't forget to smash the subscribe button if you're actually watching me for the very first time on YouTube. If you have any question, don't forget to drop that in the comment section. Let's have a discussion. Okay, so as usual, I'll see you in the next.